student athletes, thank you for your work on this production. But more important, thank you for all the hard work and dedication that you put in each and every day, athletically, academically, and in the community. I wish we could do this in person. I wish we could all be here and have a great celebration together. Unfortunately, that's not possible. But I am excited you found a creative way to host this event. That being said, I look forward to the day that we can all be together on campus, and hopefully that day is soon. I want to thank you again and encourage you to stay safe and healthy. In the meantime, practice good social distancing. Go Red Wolves now. Let's get on with the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2020 IU East SAAC Awards Show. This broadcast is an effort to celebrate the accomplishments of the Red Wolf student athletes in and out of competition with those who have made them possible. We thank you for watching and congratulate the student athletes nominated and, of course, the winners. Presenting the Leadership Award, please welcome women's soccer player and SAAC Vice President, Ellie Gunther.
The Leadership Award exemplifies an athlete that has been a consistent presence of leadership and professionalism on their team. Nominees for the Leadership Award should be role models on the team and help provide a vision and motivation to their teammates. The nominees for the Leadership Award are Women's Basketball's Addie Brown. Addie served as a captain and is a constant motivation to players. She is able to help bridge the gap between the coaches and players, which is exactly what her role is as a captain. She also is a strong student in the classroom and is involved on campus. Men's cross country's Johnny Fike. Johnny has served in leadership roles through the cross country, indoor track, and outdoor track seasons. Women's cross country's Brooke Pereira. Brooke has also served in a leadership role through the cross country, indoor track, and outdoor track seasons. Men's golf's Cole Schofield. Cole has been a leader by example for 4 years. Cole has been one of our top 2 players throughout his entire career. Along with helping his teammates by pushing them to be their best, Cole has done nothing but promote the image of the team and the athletic department at IU East. Women's golf's Jo Wisecup. Jo is one of the hardest working girls on the team. She is always pushing to be the best she can possibly be and pushes her teammates to reach their full potential. Men's soccer's Nate Dove. Nate is a 3-year captain starting with our first year as a program. He is willing to play wherever and do whatever to benefit the team. Nate has always been the first one to step up to make sure everyone had rise to training and communicate with the coaches about team issues. Women's soccer's Kelsey Joseph. Kelsey does everything that is asked of her. She leads in a humble way where she is able to use her voice, although it is usually by action. Like the old E.F. Hutton commercial says, when Kelsey Joseph talks, people listen. Men's tennis, Manuel Roman. Manuel continuously demonstrated his leadership and professionalism through his years at IU East. His consistency of working hard with a focus on success in his academics, athletics, and future goals is a standard of excellence his teammates can see and learn from on a daily basis. Manuel has a willingness to take time to help others. Whether on the tennis court, in the classroom, or in his daily activities, Manuel always puts forth his best efforts by taking the initiative and stepping up to meet whatever is asked of him. Women's tennis, Crystal Schmidt. Crystal has been a constant and consistent leading example for our tennis team on and off the tennis courts. Her outstanding academic and athletic performances by working hard for success are a lead by example for her teammates. Crystal has always been there to help her team and fellow students by her involvements in college organizations. She gives of her time to speak up and help others when needed. Teammates see Crystal's commitment to excellence in all things she undertakes and how rewarding following this path can be for them. Men's track and field's Dustin Reynolds. Dustin is one of the most disciplined athletes I have ever worked with, said his coach Gus Smader. He is very dedicated to his sport and academics. Dustin is also our SAAC representative and currently serves as the president. Women's track's Sarah Mallory. Sarah has been one of the most consistent force on our team for the last 3 years. She's very reliable and she's someone we know we can all count on. And volleyball's Sophie Rogers. Sophie has been one of the first to approach a situation on the team that needs to change or to reinforce a positive direction her teammates are heading for the betterment of the program. And the winner is Dustin Reynolds.
And now presenting the Newcomer of the Year award, here is men's track athlete and SAAC president Dustin Reynolds.
The Newcomer of the Year award is presented to a first-year student athlete at IU East who has excelled above the rest of their class. The nominees are, for men's basketball, Jehu Lafayette. Jehu was instrumental in helping the men's basketball program claim the conference championship and qualify for the national tournament. For women's basketball, Camila Bomar. Camila transferred to IU East at the end of the fall semester due to her previous school closing. Women's basketball coach Tiffany Selhorst said that Camila was the piece they were missing. She ended up earning first team all-conference, which is something she had not accomplished at her previous school. For men's cross country, Brandon Wright. Brandon showed improvement throughout the entire year and was ready for the upcoming track season before it got canceled. For women's cross country, Natalia Meza. Natalia never actually ran a race, but she always showed up to practice with a positive attitude. For men's golf, Rafael Barrena. Rafa averaged a 73 this fall, winning 2 events. He finished no worse than 10th in any event. Rafa joined the golf team for competition after spending 18-plus hours traveling to IU East and shot 67 the following day to win our IU East men's fall invite. For women's golf, Ashley Mastler. Ashley is an extremely hard worker and always looking for ways to improve her game. For men's soccer, Gustavo Ferrari. Gustavo is a freshman midfielder who started every game and led the team in goals and assists, setting a team record for assists in the season, while also being named first team all-conference. For women's soccer, Kelsey Joseph. This is Kelsey's second nomination of the night. Kelsey transferred into IU East and had an immediate impact on the field. She was a leader by action and loved by all her teammates. Kelsey was recognized for her performance by being named first team all-conference. For men's tennis, Matthew Nell. Matthew demonstrated excellence and a strong competitive capability from the beginning of his college tennis career with a marathon win over Olivet Nazarene, 6-2, 6-7, 7-6. He has shown what a capable team player and student athlete he is for the Red Wolves. Matthew has played at the top of the lineup against nationally ranked players and gone toe-to-toe with them. He has brought home impressive wins in singles and with his teammates in doubles. Matthew backs up his solid level of tennis with a dedication to continuously improve by working hard in practice consistently. When the bell rings to step out on the court, Matthew brings his A game, his desire to compete, and an unwavering will to win. For women's tennis, Mackenzie Cook. Mackenzie was the team's only newcomer this year, but demonstrated a constant and consistent effort to practice, improve her tennis skills, and perform at her best throughout this year. In the early part of last fall, Mackenzie finished third in her division in the River States Conference individual tournament, defeating an Asbury player in a 3-set match. Mackenzie has accepted the challenge of competing against players from strong and nationally ranked teams and bringing wins with impressive match play. For men's track and field, Joe Brown. Joe scored 18.5 points at the indoor conference meet. He was the 60-meter dash champion, runner-up in the 200-meter dash, and a member of the winning 4x400-meter relay team. He finished the season by earning an All-American plaque by placing 5th in the 4x400-meter relay at Nationals. For women's track and field, Shalise Watkins. Shalise scored 18.5 points at the River States Conference meet by placing 2nd in both the 60-meter hurdles and the 200-meter dash. She was also the anchor leg of the winning 4x400-meter relay. She qualified for Nationals in the 60-meter hurdles and was part of a tandem that was our first women to compete in the championships. And from volleyball, Emily Hodson. Emily has excelled in the classroom and on the volleyball court by completely buying into the volleyball program. She goes above and beyond to complete tasks and is always willing to help and support her teammates, along with IU East. And the newcomer of the year is, from women's soccer, Kelsey Joseph.
Presenting the Best Moment Award, Please welcome men's tennis player and SAAC Public Relations Chair, Ian Dillman.
The Best Moment Award is a moment in or out of competition that a team or individual student athlete has done to make a memorable experience inside the team, athletic department, and IU East campus culture. Nominees for the Best Moment Award are Men's Basketball's Conference Championship. Coach Hester said that this was the best moment because they were able to clinch a berth into the national tournament in front of the home crowd. Women's Basketball's Michaela Blunt. Michaela had an important steal in a game against rival IU Southeast that helped send the game into overtime, where we ended up pulling off the upset. Men's Cross Country's Gabriel Carter. Gabe had his best performance of the year at the Indoor River States Conference meet. He claimed all conference honors with his runner-up performances in the 1,000-meter run and the 4x800-meter relay. Women's Cross Country's Edmalie Cruz Sanchez. Edmalie set the school record in the 3,000-meter run. Men's Golf's Conference Championship in the fall preview. The team entered the final round tied for second place, 4 shots back. After an outstanding final round by all players, the team ended up winning the tournament by 7 shots. Women's Golf's victories in the first place finishes in the first 3 events of the season. Those 3 wins included the IU Red Wolves Fall Classic, the Earlham College Fall Invitational, and the Freed-Hardeman University Fall Invitational. Men's Soccer's 2-1 overtime loss to West Virginia Tech. Not a normal, memorable moment, but the team's 2-1 overtime loss gave the guys confidence that they could compete with anyone. Women's Soccer Kayla Amadon. Kayla had an amazing postseason. She scored in all postseason games except the NAI National Tourney game, but did have an assist in that game. Men's tennis victory over Earlham College. Over numerous years of competing against Earlham's strong men's tennis teams, we had not beat them in a dual match. This year, in an outstanding team effort with great play by all Red Wolves, we beat the Earlham men's tennis team decisively, IU East 6, Earlham 3. This was a benchmark moment for us, and a very satisfying victory for the Red Wolves. Women's tennis victory over Grace University. Grace University is an established and consistently strong tennis team. Over the years of competing against this team, we had come close, but had not beat this team. This year, with a strong total team effort of the Red Wolves, broke through the ceiling and took the win over Grace in a hard-fought and tight match. IU East 4, Grace 3. This match win over a team we had struggled with in the past required everyone's efforts. This memorable achievement helped bond our team and propel us forward in later spring matches. Men's Track and Field's Indoor Conference Championship. This was the first track and field championship in school history. Women's Track and Field's runner-up performance at the River States Conference Indoor Championships. This was the highest finish in school history, while collecting 5 gold medal performances. And volleyball's team bonding. The bus ride back from Pittsburgh really stood out as the girls put away their electronics, played Uno, had real conversations, and bonded with one another. The winner for Best Moment is Men's Track and Field for winning the Indoor Conference Championship for the first time in school history. Congrats, guys.
And now presenting the male and female academic student athletes of the year, here is academic success coach and SAAC advisor, Peter Davis.
The Academic Student Athlete of the Year award highlights those graduating seniors that have gone above and beyond in the classroom. Nominees for the Male Academic Student Athlete of the Year award are Men's Basketball's Keating Rombach. Keating is graduating with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration. Men's Basketball's Brady Smith. Brady will graduate with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration with a concentration in Marketing. Men's Soccer's Liam Healy. Liam will graduate with a Bachelor's of Science in Criminal Justice. And Men's Track and Field's Dustin Reynolds. Dustin is graduating with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration with a concentration in Accounting and Entrepreneurship. This year's Male Academic Student Athlete of the Year award goes to Men's basketball's Keating Rombach. Keating plans to continue his education and playing career next year in the United Kingdom. Nominees for the Female Academic Student Athlete of the Year award are Women's Tennis's Crystal Schmidt. Crystal is graduating with a Bachelor's of Science in Human Life Science. Volleyball's Michelle Greider. Michelle will graduate with a Bachelor's of Science in Human Life Science. Women's basketball's Madison O'Daniel. Madison will also graduate with a Bachelor's of Science in Human Life Science. And women's tennis's Thais Mendez. Thais will graduate with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration with a concentration in finance. This year's Female Academic Student Athlete of the Year award goes to Crystal Schmidt. Crystal was recently named the Naomi Osborne Scholarship Award winner, which is presented to the top graduating senior each year. Crystal will be attending Indiana State University next fall to pursue a doctorate in physical therapy.
And now presenting the Best Performance Award, here is men's track and field runner and SAAC fundraising chair, Justin Lowe.
The Best Performance Award can be any performance either by an individual student athlete or by a team in which exceptional performance occurred within competition. The performance may lead to an accomplishment or an inspirational moment to create a memorable competitive performance within the season. The nominees for Best Performance are Men's Basketball Victory over Washington Adventist University. The men's basketball team enjoyed a great defensive effort to help secure themselves a victory over number 11 ranked Washington Adventist University. WAU has previously picked up a victory over NCAA Division I opponent Howard University. Women's basketball comeback victory over rival IU Southeast. Women's basketball clawed their way back in the fourth quarter to force an overtime in the closing seconds of the game. In overtime, IU East outscored the IU East Southeast 18-4 to pull off the upset. Men's cross country, Chance Klipstein. Chance had an all-time best performance in the 8K at Louisville. He finished the race in a time of 28:06. Women's cross country, Edamali Cruz Sanchez. This is Edamali's second nomination of the night. Edamali had an all-time best performance in the 5K at the NAIA Great Lakes Challenge. She ran a PR time of 2016. Men's golf, Jake Miller. Jake joined the team at the beginning of the spring semester in his first college tournament in early February. Jake shot a 4 under par to finish third. The performance showed Jake's dedication to prepare year-round. Women's golf, Lexi Fields. Lexi took the top spot at the Freed-Hardeman University Fall Invitational after winning a playoff. Lexi was bound and determined to make her senior year her best season before COVID-19 ended the season early. Men's soccer victory over Ohio Christian in River State Conference quarterfinals. Hosting a conference tournament game for the first time in school history, men's soccer came out firing and dominated the match, win 4-0. 4 different players scored, 5 different players assisted in the victory that moved them on to the conference semifinals. Women's Soccer Conference Championship. After only 3 years in existence, women's soccer brought home the first conference championship in school history. Kayla Adman led the way in her conference tournament play by score in every match. Men's tennis, Francesco Perez. Francesco repeated as divisional champion in the River States Conference individual tournament. Our conference matches are the focal point of our teams, and we always want to put forth our best efforts in competing strongly at the time. Francisco had a tough win, 6-2, 7-6, in his quarter-round match against Midway's big serving J.T. Hayden. In his semifinal match, he pulled out another tough match, 7-6, 6-4, over Asbury's Yuri Tirado, and in the finals, Francesco won the outlasting Asbury's Louise Harkoff 1-6, 7-5, with Harkoff having to retire in the third set with an injury. Great wins over an always tough Asbury players. Women's tennis, Thais Mendez. Thais had many great matches throughout the year, including being a repeat winner for the River States Conference individual women's tennis champion in the fall. This match that stands out for her this year is her win at number 1 singles over the nationally ranked Indiana Wesleyan's Elizabeth Buis this spring semester. Thais' wrist was still hurting her, but she pulled out a win after 2 hours 3-set battle, winning 12-10 in the third set super tiebreaker. This match was a real nail-biter. Thais had a match point against her in the third set super tiebreaker, but fought it off to win an outstanding match. Men's Track and Field Conference Championship 4x4 relay team of Seth Reynolds, Joe Brown, Justin Lowe, and Will Mundy. This was the last race of a long day. The team was the favorites by 10 seconds and didn't need to do much to win. Not only did they run their fastest time of the year, but they broke a school record, the meet record, and qualified for nationals. Women's Track and Field, Cabaret Gillette. Cabaret went out on a won the conference 60-meter hurdles and qualified for nationals, becoming the first women in track and field athlete to qualify in program history. And finally, volleyball's preseason tournament victory. They went on the road to Fisk University in Nashville, where they picked up 4 victories in 2 days while only dropping 2 sets the entire tournament. And the Best Performance Award goes to women's soccer for winning their first conference championship and qualifying for the national tournament for the first time in school history.
And now presenting this year's Hart Award, please welcome women's basketball player and SAAC Community Service Chair, Haley Conway.
The Hart Award exemplifies an athlete that has overcome adversity, shown incredible effort, demonstrated toughness, or displayed profound courage through their season to display their passion for their sport. Nominees for the Hart Award are men's basketball, Julian Short. Julian was nominated for this award for his persistence over 6 years and 4 schools to complete his bachelor's degree. Julian will graduate with a major in psychology. Women's basketball, Cami Bomar and Bree Bransford. Both Cami and Bree had played their entire college career at CCU and were in the middle of their season when the school decided to close its doors. Both had decided to transfer to IU East to finish out this season as Red Wolves. They have become great players and teammates. Coach Tiffany Selhorst said that them deciding to come to IU East helped turn our season around. Men's cross country, Chance Clipstein. This is Chance's second nomination for the night. Chance showed great heart by finishing his RSC championship cross country race and scoring for our team while experiencing heart arrhythmia. Women's cross country, Savannah Hart. Savannah exhibited heart by running her season best time at conference championship. Men's golf, Cole Schofield. This is Cole's third nomination of the night. Cole might have played a few poor rounds in his college career, but it was rare that he played a poor event. This past fall, he opened up fall conference with an 80, but showed the spirit of team captain and leader of our team by making birdie at the final hole, finishing with a 72 and helped the team win fall conference for the second time in 3 years. Women's golf, Annie Gillock. Annie couldn't play this year due to injury. Although she might not have played, she showed great heart and passion for the game by showing up to every practice and traveling for every tournament. Women's soccer, Gabby Mitchum. Gabby was an all-conference goalkeeper. Funny thing is, if you look at the team photo at the beginning of the year, she was a field player. This was partially due to the natural talent, but just as much about heart and sheer will. Hard work, sweat, and desire does pay off sometimes. Men's tennis, Max Fondes. Max has demonstrated heart throughout his years at IU East. In all of his matches, he competed with fierce dedication to winning for the team. He has battled in grueling matches that were physically and mentally demanding, lasting well over 2 hours. I have never heard Max complain, no matter how tough the battle. Even when he was not feeling well, his efforts have brought home key wins for the Red Wolves. When we need him, he would step up for us. Max is a warrior that gives 100% plus for our team. Women's tennis, Thais Mendez. This is Thais' third nomination of the night. Thais has had some injuries throughout this year. This spring semester, she had a wrist injury with her right hitting hand. At times, the pain was bad and made holding on to her tennis racket difficult. Despite this injury, Thais stepped up and fought through the pain to play her matches. Doing so, she won matches against the top players on strong and some nationally ranked teams. The matches were hard and challenging, but playing with heart, Thais' desire to win for the team and love of tennis helped her play through the pain and bring home match wins. Men's track and field, Nick Gilmore. Nick struggled with a foot and knee injury throughout the season and didn't get a chance to compete until her conference championship meet. He saved his best performance for last and was the runner-up in the shot put competition, earning us 8 points that contributed to our conference championship. Next up is women's track and field, Deja Branch. Deja is relatively new to the sport of track and field. She only competed in one season prior to college. She was consistent and always put her best foot forward and had the right attitude at practice. She was primarily a long jumper, but she was also able to develop and improve as a short sprinter. She placed in both the 60-meter and the long jump at the RSC meet and contributed to our runner-up performance. And volleyball's Callie Topolsky. Callie has matured and grown as a student athlete during her short time at IU East. She has followed her heart and will continue to play volleyball in England while completing her master's degree. And the winner is Julian Short for his persistence in the classroom.
It is my pleasure to welcome back SAAC President and track athlete runner Dustin Reynolds to present the Coach of the Year Award.
The Coach of the Year award was voted on by the coaches' peers this year. It is a recognition of the team's season accomplishments. All head coaches were nominated for this award. For men's basketball, Mark Hester. For women's basketball, Tiffany Selhorse. For men's and women's cross country, Adam Mingle. For men's golf, John Gordon. For women's golf, Billy Mullen. For men's soccer, Steve Moore. For women's soccer, Shane Meredith. For men's and women's tennis, Erskine Ratchford. For men's and women's track and field, Gus Schmader. For volleyball, Kim McConaughey. And the Coach of the Year award goes to men's and women's track and field coach, Gus Schmader.
And now, presenting the final award of the evening, the Champions of Character Awards. Once again, here is Academic Success Coach and SAAC Advisor, Peter Davis.
The Champions of Character Award is an award that recognizes student athletes who exemplify the 5 core values at the heart of the NAIA's Champions of Character program. These 5 core values include integrity, respect, responsibility, sportsmanship, and servant leadership. Each season, each head coach nominates a student athlete who best exemplifies these values to represent their team as a champion of character. From these student athletes, the athletic department chooses a department-wide Champion of Character award winner. Student athletes representing their sport as a champion of character are men's basketball, Brady Smith; women's basketball, Addie Brown; men's cross country, Chance Klipstein; women's cross country, Brooke Pereira; men's golf, Cole Schofield; women's golf, Joe Wisecup; men's soccer, Nate Dove; women's soccer, Gabby Mitchum; men's tennis, Braden Williams; women's tennis, Crystal Schmidt; men's indoor track and field, Seth Reynolds; women's indoor track and field, Sarah Mallory; men's outdoor track and field, Nick Gilmore; women's outdoor track and field, Deja Branch; and women's volleyball's Michelle Greider. This year's IU East Athletic Department's Champion of Character Award goes to women's basketball's Addie Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the IU East 2020 SAAC Awards Show. Congratulations once again to all of the nominees, and congratulations all award winners for your outstanding and well-deserved recognition. Thank you for watching, and go Red Wolves!
Hey Red Wolf Nation, hope you're doing well in your finals, finish strong, good GPAs, that's the most important thing, but really most important is stay safe, wear a mask, be wise.
Go Red Wolves!
Go Red Wolves.
Stay strong, Red Wolves.
Go Red Wolves.
Go
Go Red Wolves.
Hey Red Wolves, stay safe and stay strong.
Hey Red Wolves, stay strong and don't forget to wash your hands.